Guys, welcome back to Cheatham Street Relics. We're here in Milan, Tennessee today, West Tennessee. As you can see, it's a rainy day. It's been raining pretty much uh, for the most part, off and on all week. And I think they're calling for more rain probably tomorrow or something. I don't keep up with the weather that much. Maybe I should, but anyway, we're in Milan, Tennessee. If you look at the sign right there, we're at Peggy's Attic Antiques, Gifts and Furniture. This is a sister location of a vendor mall that we did a video in back a few months ago called Rachel's Attic, which is also here in Milan, Tennessee. They're actually right down the street from each other. Now, Rachel's is a large vendor mall, and they're right there on the main highway. They're actually in an old Walmart building, so that gives you an idea of how big it is. Uh, Good sized place. Pretty much everything from newer stuff to vintage and antique. It's going to be kind of the same thing here. This was, I'm not sure, I think this was probably a group of buildings at one time. They just opened them all up. So it probably starts down here by this grocery store, which is Ruler Foods, and then goes all the way down to the end of the building down here. So another large area. I'm just kind of waiting on it. It's kind of slacked up raining, so I'll probably jump out and go in. We'll just walk through and kind of show you kind of what they have in here. It's going to be a lot of the same kind of stuff probably, but we'll get out and take a look. I'll grab my key out of here. We got the Buick out today, '03 Park Avenue. This is my antique picking vehicle. See if I can get these doors to lock. My key fob, but I think the battery's getting low on it. So we'll walk in here and take a look. You can see the skies are kind of ominous today. Cloudy. Looks a little bit better back over there, but just kind of a rainy, messy day. Come a pretty hard rain there for a second, so I sat in the car and let it clear up a little bit. I don't want to get wet. I'm liable to melt. But this restaurant over here is Higgs Restaurant. Heard a lot of good things about it, and my son and I ate there a month or so ago. They've got like a buffet style. I think the day we went, it was fish, which here in the South, a lot of times on Fridays, a lot of these restaurants, just about all of them, they'll serve fish, catfish, and all the trimmings. That's kind of a thing here in the South. But I didn't think it was that great. Um, but I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I just don't think it was that great either. See some of Milan, Tennessee here. That's the main highway out there. There's Domino's Pizza over there. We'll walk in here and take a look. Do the old horse and buggy there. Just kind of see what all we got in there. So large. Hey, how are y'all? All right, sure will. And you see this is set up as just a vendor mall. You come in here and rent a space. And this kind of store I like because there's such a variety of items. So they got the kind of stuff I like here. The old advertising stuff. So I'm gonna be looking and shopping as we look. Went up to Murray, Kentucky, and Paducah, Kentucky yesterday, and picked up a few things. $8. That's kind of rough. some cast iron and some primitive tools. I always find Coca-Cola stuff. I'm not a big Coca-Cola collector. I actually collect Pepsi items. I do buy some Coca-Cola stuff. A few years ago, I started doing a little Coca-Cola decorations in my son's bathroom. Just basically the Coca-Cola tins that are fashioned after, shaped like old drink machines. And so I found several different varieties of those, and so if I find one of them that I don't have, I'm always looking for those. But that's about the extent of my Coca-Cola collecting. Just that one room in the house, and that kind of started by accident. I wound up with some Coke tins. Like I said, they're shaped like the old drink machines. They have a little deli over here too. I'm not sure when it's open. I don't think I've ever caught it open. Got a little deli area though, so if you're here when it's open, I'm sure they got some good food. And this place in Rachel's down the street, one thing I like about them, they're open till 6 p.m. and it's 4:30 right now, so a lot of places close around here about 5 o'clock. So this gives me a little extra time to get out and move around. I've been running behind all day long, which is typical. I always run behind. I like that neighborhood watch warning sign, Henry County Sheriff's Office. Henry County is a local county about a county over. The guys, they got $400 on that sign. Good luck with that. Little student desk is pretty cool. Books and clothing, something you always see in these vendor malls. And we've got a booth in Brewston, Tennessee at Attic Treasures. I need to do a walkthrough of that place. It's right there at home, and like I said, we've got a booth there. I'm thinking about opening a second booth. I've just got so much stuff. I don't sell a lot there, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get another booth just because it's good for nothing else, the storage. I'd have to store that stuff somewhere, so I might as well have it in a booth where I can potentially sell some of it and make a little money at the same time. So, which typically I don't make a lot of money there. That place is it's a nice place, good management, but they're only open 3 days a week. That kind of hurts your sales a little bit. The place is not air conditioned, so in the summertime, like today when it's 80, 90 degrees outside, it's that hotter inside. They have, of course, the fans going and stuff, but doesn't really help when it's real hot months. Your sales are obviously down because it's so hot. People don't want to walk through there and sweat their butt off. Just a lot of stuff in here, guys. This is again a large vendor mall. Good variety of newer and older stuff. Clothing, books, glassware. Everything you'd expect to find in a vendor mall. And the prices here are reasonable too. I have to say that. I go in a lot of places where the prices are just outrageous on some stuff. And most of the prices I've seen here have been fairly reasonable for the most part, aside from that $800 or $400 neighborhood watch sign. I think that's a little steep, but maybe they like it, and it's one of those not for sale prices. I don't care if it sells or not. It's a nice furniture set here. That glass display case there, pretty cool. Can't tell. I got to get my glasses on it. I won't say. I think this is $100, so probably not a bad deal on that. I'd hate to have to try to carry that thing home. I'm sure I'd probably break it before I got it there. Junk Dynasty. A little metal detector. I've got a newer metal detector. Got 25 bucks on that. Sensor 5000 metal detector. I've got a newer metal detector. It's a cheap one. I just got it because I thought I might enjoy doing some metal detecting, but honestly, I've only had it out like one time. I'd have to actually look for it and see if I could locate it. I'm not even sure exactly where it's at this point. Just don't have time with my antique picking hobby. Always looking for old advertising stuff, as you guys know. I did find some pretty good stuff yesterday up in Kentucky. Like I said, Murray. Stopped in a few places in Murray and in Paducah and a few places in between. I also checked Goodwill's out, the vintage T-shirts, and especially like the old vintage single stitch T-shirts. Speaking of clothing, here's some. So I like to check out the Goodwill stores, and I did hit up a Goodwill store in Murray yesterday. Bought a few graphic T-shirts, nothing super old, but some decent graphic tees. I've got a ton of graphic T-shirts and a lot of vintage tees as well that I need to be actually getting listed. I've got some clothing in my booth there at Attic Treasures. License plates, cans, I got all that cool man cave stuff. Just acquired several books from a friend of mine at work. His wife owned a bookstore, I believe, and at one point, and cleaned out a bunch of books. I got a bunch of books from her, so I've got those listed on Marketplace. That's one reason I'm going to have to get another booth to kind of put that stuff in. And actually, guys, books, to be honest, don't really sell that great. How you doing? Good. I've sold a few of these books on Marketplace. I think probably around $35, $40 worth of them, which not bad for something you were given for free. But as far as putting them in a booth, they're not going to sell. They're not going to fly off the shelf. You know, you're looking at $1 or $2 a piece. Is how you want to price them. A couple old ball caps. I used to buy a bunch of vintage ball caps, but again, this is something that doesn't sell the best. I have sold a few, but they don't just fly off the shelf by no means. And then this store opens up into another area here, another large area. We got furniture. We sell some furniture over here. We got some coins and some old bottles. I have found a lot of stuff here. Good items here over the last couple of years. They hadn't been open long, a few years maybe. But going back to the books, I don't have anything in them. They were given to me, so you know, at this point, the $35 or $40 that I've made on them is a clear 100% profit. So, like, there's a whole wheelbarrow full of books somebody's got for sale. I said they're like $1, $2 a piece. So, kind of what I said. Got $8 on that, and that one there. So, $8 on that one. So, depends on what you got in them or what you got to have out of them. A bunch more books in this booth too. So, that's one thing I'm going to put in this other booth when I get it. I'm gonna throw some books in there. I also got some VHS tapes, uh, which again, I've been saying for years VHS was coming back, but I'm not sure that it really is. I've got, again, several VHS tapes. And I may just throw them in the booth too. Again, most of those were given to me. I don't have anything in them. Check out this Dixie P. Huller. That's a cool piece. I like their logo on there. Booth 911. 1,500 bucks. Cool piece if you got a place to put that. A bunch of Coca-Cola collectibles. You know, I'll buy some Coke stuff, but it's got to be certain, just very limited certain stuff that I buy to go with the decor that I've already got. Some military uniforms and clothing. Do not own the rights to this music that's playing. It's another downside to coming in these places. A lot of them are blaring the music, so I just kind of talk over it, and that's why I keep talking. Kind of drown it out a little bit so we don't get a strike for the music. Again, lots of clothing items, glassware, jewelry. Another good furniture booth here. They got some nice, what do they call this? Waterfall. Just for shits and giggles. How much is it? 40 bucks. Probably not a bad deal. A lot of people like to get those and redo them. Hey, how are y'all? They got a leak. I can imagine it'd be leaking today the way it was raining earlier. It was raining cats and dogs, as they say. Music posters, movie posters. Big cast iron pots for your witch's brew. Ladies' shoes, Sunday's best. Furniture, wicker baskets. If I'm going a little fast, guys, you can always pause the video and take a better look at some of this stuff. It's just because you're back and forth, side to side. I'm trying to show a little bit of every booth. Help everybody out. Damaris, American Jewelry and Curio. I'll try to do my best to show as many of these booths as I can, but we got to keep moving. We're just about done. We got this aisle and I think one more to go. These homemade welcome signs. These are pretty popular. I see a lot of people selling these on Marketplace. John Deere collectibles. Collectible plates. The M&M guy, little store display. $200 for the red M&M. What is this thing here? $300. Like a Coca-Cola backpack. Okay, I think I know what that is. It's like a vendor thing would wear on your back or something, maybe like sporting events, I guess. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But it's $300 if anybody's interested. Got a couple t-shirts here. Bud Puckers. Kellogg Strong. The Hard Rock Cafe, Las Vegas, a little bit older, $15. What is this? Parker's Ink. There's one out of the box. Let's see what it looks like. $10. Are they $10 a piece, or is it $10 for all of them? Get my glasses on here. Not that I think it would really be anything. 13 box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess it's $10 for all of them. I'm not 100% sure that if that's anything that would sell or not, to be honest. But I don't know. For $10, I might take a look at it. Come back by and take a glance at it. It's more of your homemade wooden accent pieces. Handmade. I guess this is like crafts and candles. Some of these booths, I don't know how they even pay their booth rental, because it don't look like they have enough items in their booths to add up to what the booth rental would probably be. Some of these booths are just over the top, the way they've decorated them, until they really put a lot of time and effort into decorating them, and some stuff's just thrown in here. Most of these over here, though, I gotta say, are really well done, really nicely done, decorated booths. People probably just do it as a hobby. Maybe they do it as a hobby, just and also make a little money too. My booth is not super fancy like this. It's just, I'm more concerned about making the money than having a booth decorated real nice. All right, guys, this is the last aisle in the building. My back's hurting. It's kind of like my booth here, just kind of everything just thrown in here. And again, like I said, you got these here that are just super nice and fixed up, and little collectibles, a couple license plates. I like this one, Fat Boy's Closet. Some larger size clothing. This is what I'm going to have to start buying if I don't lose a little weight. My size extra large shirts are starting to fit like muscle shirts. My muscles here in my belly. I'll have to start shopping at the Fat Boy's Closet. A little cuss bank. I'll make you put in money, but I'll change you if I can. You're not changing me, buddy. Some cool sports related decor, handmade decor. You've even got a wish list here. You can write down a certain team or whatever that you're requesting. And then maybe they'll make it for you and put it in here. Copy that in case you guys want to order something. All right, guys, again, we've come to the end of this place. Overall, really nice, clean vendor mall. I ain't found a lot here today, but that's just the way it goes. Sometimes you find a lot of stuff, and sometimes you don't. But it's always worth coming in and looking. And again, like I said, I'm glad these places are open a little bit later than some. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next video.